What is up, YouTube adventure family? I am so glad to be back in action after a little break. I'm back and we have some awesome e-bikes lined up. I got several in the garage, but we're going to start this right here. This is the HOVSCO HOVGTRS Ultra. It's gonna be the first time that a lot of you all have ever even seen this bike. Pretty sure the first person to have it on video on YouTube, the first reviewer to have it on YouTube. But today we're gonna unbox and assemble the HOVSCO HOVGTRS Ultra. High mileage, super awesome, compact, super nimble e-bike at an absolutely unbelievable price. And if you use my discount code, you're going to save even more. And it's just crazy to imagine what you're going to be able to get for the money on the HOVSCO HOVGTRS Ultra. Let's open it up, see what it looks like, and put this thing together. Let's go. Okay, first off, the packaging that HOVSCO puts out is amazing. I absolutely love this company for a lot of reasons. One, the packaging. Two, the price that you get this product for is just incredible. And another thing that's super important to me, a lot of y'all know I'm big into customer service. I answer all my questions on my YouTube channel. I answer all my emails, is the customer service that HOVSCO has. This company's been around for a while. They've got great customer service. They got parts in stock in the United States, and they've got a really awesome product at an unbelievable price. But even the box, even the packaging, check this out. About 48 inches by about 26 inches and about 11 inches thick. It's a very small e-bike package. A lot of these packages are a lot taller and a lot wider than this. So seeing a package that you get super small, super easy, you could drag it into your apartment, you could drag it into your garage, super easy, and not have to worry about it taking up a lot of space. This is part of the thing that HOVSCO does, is they do really, really good packaging. It arrived totally intact. The box looks great. FedEx delivered it this morning. So let's open it up and see what the packaging looks like inside. Reinforcement strips here for packaging. See that everything is very secure. Everything is zip tied in. Even have our accessory box and our extra tire right here. It just looks like they do a really, really good job on putting as much into this box as possible without having too big of a box. That allows you to get free shipping on these things too when they do this. So that's not only is the packaging really good, but when they make it compact like this, that's why it's free. And you don't get charged for shipping from HOVSCO. And look at that seat. How cool is that? That's the Ultra, comes with that cool camel colored seat. All right, so you can see there, just that's the side view of the packaging. You can get kind of an idea. There's the front wheel, rear wheel. Look at that suspension. That frame's got like a more squareness to it, a more rigid type feel to it. So I imagine the battery pack is probably a lot more stable without it being a rounded tube. Check that out. There's another little box of something back there. We've got our seat and our box of other accessories. I bet the charger's in there and the pedals and stuff, but there's a side view of the packaging. You just see they do just such a great job. All right, I'm gonna get this out of the box. We'll start putting together the HOVSCO HOVGTRS Ultra. Really excited to see what this bike's all about. Here's the front wheel and tire. It's a compass. It's a wire bead, so it's gonna be a little bit more of a hardier tire. And it looks like we've got 180 disc on those brake rotors. So that's really, really good. Check that out, really cool. And also the front fender. And there's the big old honking battery. I'm super excited to check out because they're supposedly using all LG and Samsung cells in all their batteries right now. So that's really cool. It's a big old honking battery. Big old baby. There it is, unboxed. You can see all the pieces. You know, you got your front wheel, Front fender, handlebars down there with the display, hydraulic brakes. I really love that. Full suspension, you got the front suspension, the forks in the front. Really love the stem on this. That is a high quality stem. You won't have to get an aftermarket stem for this bike. That stem is already basically an aftermarket stem. You can see that's where the battery mounts. It's a big old battery. We're gonna unbox the charger there so we can throw that battery, charge it up while we're assembling this bike. The rear wheel, that rear suspension is really nice. This is a really rigid, rugged frame. It is more of a square type frame, but it's really wide and really rigid. The whole neck of the bike, it's really, I don't know how to say it. It just looks like it's really stable and really solid. And just husky. And even the back seat frame, where the rear rack and back seat frame, it's just super sturdy. This seat, it's a big long bench seat. It's not real leather. Of course, it's vinyl, so it's gonna be better in, weather, like rain, snow, or whatever. It's gonna be more durable, that vinyl. It's a really thick vinyl, by the way. We're gonna open up these boxes because I really need to get that charger out and get that battery charging. So while we're assembling that bike, we could get that battery charging and get ready for our next video, which will be the review of HOVSCO HOVGTRS ULTRA. I am so stoked about this bike. Just super high quality. I can't believe they put this entire bike together for $8.99. That's just crazy. 1500 watt max. I mean, it's crazy they can do this. It's just nuts. But anyways, let's get putting this bike together. Okay, first off, I love this part right here. It's like opening up the little boxes that come with this. It's kind of like Christmas. Just getting to open up a couple extra boxes. So we'll go ahead, open these up so I can find the charger and get this battery charging so we could take it on a cruise. All right, got some pieces in there. All right, so what all comes in this? Got some pedals. You got a derailleur guard. Look at this. I love this part right here. This is what I'm really excited about too. It actually comes with rear foot pegs, so you can take a passenger just right out of the box. Ready to go. Looks like we got some hardware. That's probably to attach that rear rack. Some other components like headlight and stuff like that. We got a little handy dandy tool set. I love it when they do that. Kickstand. Looks like we got a warranty card and a user manual. All right, and here's the charger. Here's the stats on the charger. Looks like it charges up to 54 volts. It's a 2 amp charger for this 48 volt battery. It's 15 amp hours, so it's a big old battery that comes with it. You'll get a lot of mileage on it, but we're gonna go ahead and charge that up while we're assembling the rest of this bike so we can go take it for a cruise, give you a review of HOVSCO HOVGTRS ULTRA. It's a really, really good looking bike. You can see we got the battery charging there, plugged in, ready to go. Got the on-off switch here. That's a little outlet down there, super simple, super easy battery. Supposedly Samsung and LG battery cells in these things, so that's even better. You can see that we got all of our accessories out there. We've also got this other box here. I don't really know what's in there, so let's open it up, see what that's all about. All right, let's see what's in this smaller box here. Curious who it is. Probably Headlight is what I'm thinking. All right, in the smaller box, it is our Headlight. Check this thing out. It's pretty standard. Headlight comes on a lot of e-bikes, so it works really, really well. And I believe this is the one that has the horn actually inside. So it's got an LED ring and then a main high beam. So this is a really, really good headlight. I've had it on a lot of the e-bikes and it works well. And it's super, super solid. Comes in a really nice casing. I really think that this headlight right here is great for night riding. You won't even need any supplemental lighting with this type of light. I really enjoy this light. All right, let's get to the assembly, the HOVSCO HOVGTRS ULTRA. Okay, so the first thing I think we should do is go ahead and put the handlebars onto the stem. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and I did want to mention before I started putting the handlebars onto the stem, this is the tool set. This is everything that comes into the tool set. So, I mean, you get like a 10 mil, you get a 15, 13 mil, you get a 14, 17 mil, and a 19, 17 mil there. So, and then like the little flat head and then Phillips head screwdriver and then 4 different size Allen wrenches. Just kind of put the whole thing together. You got your hardware and even spare hardware left, so in case you lose a bolt or something, you've got extras. It's really cool that they put that together, that little toolkit. I just wanted to mention that really quick because that's super important to me, are these little toolkits. And it being in a small pack like that, you could take it with you too, you know? All right, so I'm just gonna undo these Allen bolts here, go ahead and attach the handlebars, and then we'll go ahead and lock those up, center those up, and we'll go on to our next step. You can see there's just the cap to the stem there, and the 4 bolts. Now we're just gonna bring up our handlebars. And you'll notice when you do this crisscross pattern, as you tighten them down, the other side kind of loosens up. So that's why it's important to go in that crisscross pattern. So there we go. Now we're going to come around here to the side. I'm going to pop this little cap off. You can get like the flathead part of the screwdriver. If you need some help, encouragement, you can see there's a little bolt there. This is going to really lock it down lengthwise. And then we'll tighten these bolts. This is going to tighten it down from the handlebars swaying and keeping it straight with these forks. Get that really nice and snug. It is super duper important to get that one snug. That's like your main one. You know what I mean? So that's like your main one. So get that one super tight. Allen wrench nice and straight and snug all the way in the back before you start tightening these down so you don't strip them. These bolts actually are deep well bolts, so you go way down in these bolts, and it really keeps them from stripping. So this is really kind of nice to put this bike together just because the hardware is so nice too. And that's super important when you're adjusting your bike, is just having good hardware, because you don't always get it right the first time basically. All right, now that we got that, I think we're going to go ahead and put on our back seat frame and our rear seat on there, so we can flip it around and put on the front wheel and fender. We can get the headlight, we can get the kickstand, we could get the foot pegs, we can get the pedals. And then that battery's over there still charging, isn't it? Yep, still charging. Cool, getting there. We're gonna put on that back rack and that bench seat. I really like that bench seat. Speaking of benches, this is my stump. Buddy John gave that to me a long time ago. It's just a freaking old, cool looking stump that I use on a lot of these e-bike assemblies, believe it or not. So if you see my videos, you see me do a lot of assemblies with the stump. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll put on your regular washer and your locking washer. Then you'll get that big old Allen wrench that comes in the package. We'll grab our rear rack and seat assembly here. You can see these big bolts will go in those big holes. Then on the back side here, the other end of the bolt will go through another washer and a locking nut. All right, we're going to take our bolt with our locking washer and our washer. We'll slide it through the back part of the frame into the main part of the frame right here, and then we're going to go ahead and attach our washer and our locking nut. This right here just get us basically just in a good position and set up. It's usually easier to do the top one as far as the tension goes. Just holds it better if you start with the top one, then go down to the bottom one. And again, we'll just get this hand tight here. And again, just wash your locking nut. Now we'll put on the bottom ones here. Nuts back here will be a 13 mil, and then we'll need our big Allen wrench for the main bolts when we tighten these. And we'll just kind of do the same kind of thing. Top, bottom, left, right kind of deal. I just really love when these e-bike companies give you the full tool set. All right, so back in here, looks like we got our tail light cable. It's probably like our tail light, brake light cable here. And then we got these little places to kind of just pop it in there, as you can see. I think there's another one right here. And then we could plug it in. Let's see where plug this in. There are actual arrows. I know it's hard to see, but there's actual like little arrows that line it up. But just be sure that you get the pins and that little blue tab lined up and just pop it in. There you go. And you could zip tie that more securely. We'll do that after we get the seat put on. Okay, and for the seat assembly here, you can look at the bottom of the seat. There's 5 holes. There's 2 there, 2 there, and 1 in the back part of the seat. Now, there's going to be a couple different size bolts here. On the front, it's really thin here. I'll be using a couple of these size bolts here with a washer. Okay, so we got a couple of those. Put those to the side. Then we're going to have 3 of these. These are the longer ones. The reason for that is because the tubing of the frame, or the square tubing, whatever you want to call it, the front and back are a little bit longer, so it just needs a longer bolt. You're going to have your washer and your bolt head right here, for example. It needs to go through this longer end. Then that's why you got a longer bolt. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, let's just kind of start by taking it here. And it's probably going to be easier to line it up these front ones first, just because you've got more access. And then working your way back. And again, don't get these too tight. Like, you know, get them snug, but don't get them too tight, so you got more wiggle room on the rest of this. Go ahead and do this other side here now. It's the same process. Just try to get lined up with the hole. Once you get these 2 here lined up, the rest should be really easy, because it just gets you lined up in the right place. Yeah, the 8mm will remove the tail lamp. Alright, so let's go ahead and take your tail light, brake light off. Take that assembly off so we could access that back bolt. Just be sure to hang on to these 8mm nuts. I've lost them. They're just a pain in the butt to replace sometimes. Alright, so now we got that done, and just hang on to your, and we got that done, just hang on to your 8mm nuts there. Put those to the side. Alright, we'll come around here now. Let's see how easy it is to access this back bolt. Get that nice and tight. The other 2, and let's put that washer on that bolt. We'll see where we could access that one there. See if we can get that started by hand. Get that one hand tight. And again, just be sure that you line them up nice and straight, get it all the way in there. Millimeter nuts, hand tightened. There we go. Boom. All right, there's the seat. It is on. Rear rack is on. The handlebars are on. Now comes my favorite part. Flipping this thing over so we can get that front wheel, front fender on. Okay, so the right is the rear. I'll easily put it down. Grab the front forks. Get access right here. Speaking of, a battery is already charged and we've not even got the bike put together. That's why it's super important when you're doing this. Open up the box, get the charger out, get the battery off, plug it in, get it going. So when you're done assembling this bike, which only got a couple more things to do, go ahead and take a ride. Now we'll take this off. This right here is the axle. And it looks like we got a little axle guard on there, so we'll go ahead and take that off. See, there's the axle guard. Got some spacers, so be sure you keep all the pieces in the right order. We'll go ahead and grab the wheel and put that on. All right, now what you want to line up, you can see there in the calipers, there's brake pads. There's this disc right here. You want to line those up, so it's super important that you get that actually lined up. And then we can go ahead and adjust our spacers and nuts and stuff. All right, we can start getting that hand tight. Just be sure you get your axle even as you can with these nuts. And that way, you'll have plenty of room on both sides to get those adjusted, and then you have your locking axle washers there. And I also recommend, after you've ridden this a couple times, that you do check that front axle. You might want to check the play and your brakes too. You might want to adjust those as well. You can see that we got a little bit of rubbing, so we probably need to adjust our brakes. But you could kind of get an idea of just what's going on there. Pretty cool, huh? Looking good. Let's go ahead and put it on the kickstand. All right, so you can see in the kickstand, the bolts that we need are already in it. So just need to loosen those up. Take those out. And then what we'll do is we'll put this on the back side of the mounting plate. Just be sure that you got your Allen wrench nice and seated in there so it doesn't strip these bolts, because you don't want to lose kickstand. That is faux sure. Looks like it's adjustable back here, as you can see, but we'll mess with that here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and flip this bike back over. Flip it over nice and easy, grab the handlebars, be sure to grab that rear brake, bring it to the side. And there we go. You can put down the kickstand. See how close we are? Perfect. Kickstand actually lined up perfect, so I don't think we'll have to adjust the kickstand. It lined up absolutely perfect. You're starting to get the idea of how this bike is looking really good. I really love the camel tan colored bench seat. I just love bench seats. Having the battery right there, that's going to be unique. I do have something to tell you about this bike at the end, so hang on tight. Got some really good information about this bike. Not only discount on this bike that I can help you with, but just some cool other options you get with the HOVSCO HOVGTRS Ultra. Just really cool, so hang on tight. And it's going to be counterclockwise on the left pedal. And you'll be using your 15 mil wrench that comes with the bike. Pretty cool. Everything just kind of comes with it. Makes it easy. Super easy on assembly. The instructions are easy. If you can't figure it out on your own, you've got that going for you. Just super simple. If you can't put these bikes together, or if you have trouble putting this bike together and you need someone to do it, local bike shop would do it. Maybe even a neighbor that, you know, it's kind of like a handy person. You know, usually an older man has a garage of tools in it. If you got one of those in your neighborhood or close to your house, that's a good place to go. All right. Probably a good idea to have these on. They do have like, it's like red thread lock inside of them. So it should stay on pretty good. You might have to be careful not to hit your shins on them. Hand tied on, you just take an Allen wrench, put it in there, and really crank them on like that. So that's pretty much all there is to that. And Allen wrench that puppy in, boom. There you go. There's that. We'll come around here to the front, we'll put that front fender on and the headlight on. We'll have this thing ready to go. On the other side, what? Go ahead and slide that bolt through. That's why it's important not to like torque everything down and kind of hand tighten it. So you got like a little wiggle room to get it exactly how you want it. All right. And we'll tighten this one down next. I actually had to just go scare a big huge bear out of the driveway. I heard my dog doing that little low growl. I had to go chase the bear away, so to speak. There we go. All right, the fender's on. Now, last thing to do is headlight. Let's go ahead and put on that headlight. I'm gonna tell you what else to hang on about. Got something really cool to tell you, so hang on. Your headlight on, correct way. Put your bolt through there. Go ahead and get it hand tight. And do the same thing on the other side of here. Okay, now we just need to plug in our headlamp. So it's just these red ones. Just make sure you have them lined up, have the little notches lined up, little arrows lined up. And just nice and easy. There you go. Boom, there it is. Right now, something's missing. Oh yeah, battery. Speaking of, I told you all to hang on. I wanted to tell y'all something before this video ended. So when it comes to the batteries on these things, you have three options. You can get the 15 amp hour battery, you can get the 25 amp hour battery, or actually four options. You can get 15 amp hour and another 15 amp hour, or 25 amp hour and another 15 amp hour. So you've got options with this e-bike when it comes to batteries. You can get up to 150 miles range on this thing if you get the two bigger batteries. It's really cool. They're coming at really good prices too. You'll see the details below. I'll do that on the review, but for right now, it's the unboxing. You do get two keys that come with the battery, help it unlock. You'll see there's a pin system that's locking it in and unlocking it. You can kind of get an idea. That's how it is. There we go. All right, and then we're going to push it up, lock it in, double check it, triple check it. That was the assembly. The HOVSCO HOVGTRS ULTRA. Lots of options, lots of good quality. Just a great bike, unbelievable price. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing and assembly of the HOVSCO HOVGTRS ULTRA. Stay tuned. Got a review coming up on this bike soon and how to attach the second battery. coming up too. To our next adventure. Peace.